Hey, it's about time I made a video, and today I have an IPSY shipment. I recently and mistakenly reinstated my IPSY. Well, not really most of a mistake, because most of the stuff in here is luxury. Lux. It did take forever to ship. It is today the 17th, and I just got it on the 16th, and I don't know. I know because of the Coca-Cola, everything's a little slow, but this is kind of absurdly slow. But this is the November 2020 Be Present #blessed. This month, take a moment to notice the beauty that surrounds you. When you focus on the little things, you'll find you're rich in reasons to be thankful. Wow. All right, so the first item is the Avete Fresh Clean Coconut Mild Cleanser that I can't use. And then the Tarte Double Beauty Shape Tape Concealer in Deep. That I can and will use. Probably too much of. I love concealer. Today, for the first time in forever, no concealer. It's crazy, I know. I mean, don't look at it. Don't look at it. And then I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Gloss in Moon Jelly, which, yes, every day, all day, please, give me, yes, love that. And then the Item Beauty Brow Chow in Deep Brunette, which I actually have on today. I actually really like it. It did kind of stay all day, and I put it on about 10 hours ago, and that was a deep swipe. And it's just a little bit, but that's after like 10 hours, so like anything's gonna swipe off. And then the Sarah Jessica Parker Lovely You fragrance. And then the fragrance goes for $52 for the full size. The brow pencil for $18 for the full size, and I have the full size. The lip gloss, $16 for the full size. I have a sample. Shape tape, $27. And then the cleanser is $12 for the full size. So I also bought it because it came with a palette. So this is from Dulce? No. What brand is this? What brand is this? Okay, it is Dose, and it's the Made For You Beauty. And I got the Freematic Eyeshadow Pro Palette. And it's got a bunch of neutrals. It's got a cooler gray, a couple of warm, like, mattes. I doubt that I'm going to use this shade at all. I haven't swatched this shade, but I'm kind of been looking for a white shimmer. I think this is going to be more white rather than shimmer. It's got a nice matte black, which I want to swatch just to see. It's not that deep. It's more of a dark brown, actually. And then it has a highlight in it, which actually has a full case over it, like a plastic, not like an acetate, but actual plastic. And it's a magnetic palette, which is real exciting. Oh my goodness. I might put a couple of extra things in here. But this is real nice. This is actually the reason why I even placed it, the reason I even reinstated it. Because normally I don't bother. You know, like, I've got so much going on. And that's bookcase number 1. Right, well, let's get this off and get into it and do our IPSY challenge look. So we're back with a clean face, and I want to go in first with the Item Brow Chow. And it comes with a little fluffy brush. It's like brown. It's kind of the same as like the NYX Fill and Fluff, and I will say that this is really soft, and it's also like really creamy. So let's kind of draw a line under where we want the brow, and then fill it in. So now let's get into the mini shape tape. So this is in the shade Deep 53 Neutral, and I don't know, I feel like it'd be a great spot correcting shade. I feel like it's a little, I don't know. We're gonna see when it oxidizes, but I want to try using this as an eye base. This shape tape's so tiny. It's so tiny and cute. It's got a little tiny applique, a little dauber, and I'm gonna just do 2 little dots on my eye. And you know what? I don't want to waste product, so I'm dabbing it out with my finger. And it's a lot thinner than I thought it would be. I have never like used shape tape
but it is pretty good at giving a good coverage. I will say it's kind of drying down, so maybe it's not the best for an eye base, but I wanted to do this specific eye look. I saw it's like the Ariana Grande one that she did, and everyone's doing it, so I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And I've seen no one who looks like me do it, so I want to go in with this black and kind of draw the crease shape. I wouldn't say it's a black, it's more of a dark brown, but I want to fine line. I'm just going with an eyebrow brush. See, this was so much better when I tested it out yesterday. And it doesn't go all the way to like the middle of her eye. Oh my god. Can someone stab me with the vocabulary? Because I forgot how to English. And now I want to go in with that dark brown and kind of diffuse this line. I will say these shadows blend really nicely together. And they're kind of creamy almost. I wouldn't say they're the most opaque. But considering that this palette apparently retails for $65, I don't think I'm allowed to complain. Let's think. Was the $65 palette worth the $12 transaction? I guess so. I mean, just maybe. And then I want to go in maybe with that lighter brown, just to diffuse it a little bit more. Okay, so the lighter brown is a lot more opaque than any of the other shades. So when I do the other eye, I might want to just start with that one. And then we're gonna beat the devil out of the brush. And I wanna go in with the beige to kind of like fill in my crease. Oh, that looks terrible, horrendous. I'm gonna fix that off camera. So I don't know if this was the best palette for this look. I don't know if it's really saying me, but this is gonna be the look we're gonna go with now. I might do a second look just to try and utilize this palette for all its power that may be, because these 4 shades are what's really enticing. I do plan on using the highlight today, of course, but I'm just gonna go in with some more of that black to just kind of smoke out my lash line at the top. Because I do plan on putting on a pair of lashes, actually multiple pairs of lashes. I'm gonna stack them. Did I actually get through my entire intro without swearing? Should I ruin it for myself? Should I? I think I should. Actually, okay, now I'm not so mad at the look, but it's also like not warm enough for me. So I'm gonna go back in with that brown. It looks so warm in the pan, but it kind of goes on kind of like with a purple undertone. And also I like this eye better when I went in with the lighter brown first rather than this one, because this one looks a little too diffused. And it's asymmetrical. Now I gotta go cut my whole face off. Be right back, gotta go do a little mini exorcism. Okay, I'm back. So we're gonna go in with the Shape Tape and see how it does on the under eye. I do not want to use a lot because just a dot, not a lot is their kind of slogan right now. And I will say it's pretty opaque for how thin it is. Like, dark circles where? Wait, I didn't really have any to begin with. I don't think it's bright enough. I feel like it's much more of a spot conceal shade for me. But I will keep it in mind in case I ever buy a full size. Oh, nope, it's oxidizing. It's oxidizing. Wait. Well, I'm gonna set this with powder, maybe go in with an extra layer concealer, and we'll be back to talk about the highlight. Okay, so actually I want to say I really do like the Shape Tape formula, and I might actually buy some because it looks mildly airbrushed. It doesn't look thick or cakey, and it's creasing a tiny bit but not a lot, and I didn't have to set it with powder and it's already down, like it doesn't pick up or anything. So actually I might buy this in real life, you know. This palette is about to be a travel palette for when I'm in a rush because these shades are saying too much to me. They're saying so many things. Like this palette, if I was still in high school, I would swoon. I would die. I would cry and die because these two shades right here, just for like the shadow, this to smoke it out, and then this for the inner corner, I would have died. I would have looked even more glam. I was not that glam in high school. High school me, you'd be mortified if you saw me currently in this baggy shirt and sweatpants. You'd cry, full on. Okay, living for lip gloss right now, and I want to smoke out the lower lash lines. I'm gonna go in with that same brush and go in with the deeper brown. It's so difficult for me to open this palette. I don't know if it's because of the nails or what, but I'm gonna try and do that. And then I want to go in with that eyebrow brush into the black because I want to look like a mature woman in my $3 t-shirt and sweatpants. Ooh, high school me would have killed me. Little Miss Akira, Little Miss Forever 21. Now I shop at Walmart. And online. Stay tuned for another Romwe haul. One involving the husband and his Christmas presents that he doesn't know about, that are sitting under the table, that he still hasn't found somehow. But then I want to go in with that black and a flat brush that I got off of AliExpress. And I used to do this all the time in high school and like take a black liner 3/4 of the way because it made my eyes look bigger. Made me feel like an adult. Looking back on it, I'm like, what the fuck were you doing? Because I did it with gel eyeliner, not with eyeshadow. And I'd put a white liner in that. High school me was an ordeal. Alrighty, so I want to pop on some lashes and then we'll get into the highlights. So I threw on a pair of stacked lashes because you know you gotta be sultry, and I put on a couple of lower lashes, and I want to get into this highlight. So I just popped it out, and I will say it is pretty hard in the pan. I don't know if it's pressed or if it's baked. Let's read. Doesn't say on here. But I kind of did a little bit of it on this side. It's glowy for sure, but it's one of those highlights where like in low light you can't see it, but you can only see it in like the bright light. Let's go into it. So I'm just taking a round highlighting brush. I'm kind of going into it pretty hard because it is a very hard pressed powder. And it is like a very all-encompassing shade of highlight, like it's a silvery gold. And I really like how it goes on. I feel like it doesn't have the most blendability, but it is very buildable. It's just, I think my biggest thing is I'm used to having really soft, cushy highlights or loose highlighters. Because, you know, loose highlighters are cheaper in the long run. But it is a great shade. Like, the color of it, I'm living for. And this lip gloss, maybe with a pink eyeshadow, you hear me out, you hear me? And it's like green in some lights and blue and then pink, and it's, I love it. Like, I don't know if I can show you, like, it looks green in this light right now, and it's got like pink reflex. I love it. So this is the kind of final project from our IPSY challenge of this month. Let me know what you guys think. I am gonna do one more look for this just to see the promising factors of the shimmers, because the shades, sis, they're killing me in the right way. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so we're back again. We're gonna do another look using that Dose palette, and I'm just going in with a little bit of eye primer. I'm just patting it on my finger because I just want a little simple and diffuse situation. I'm using a translucent eye primer because I really want to show the shadows. So I think I'm gonna go in with this first shade and then this one to kind of build up a little bit of a shimmer. And I'm going in with a kind of flat brush, and I'm patting it on. So these shades don't pick up all that easily. I will say they are kind of hard in the pan, other than the black and the light brown. And I'm a little overexposed because of the sunlight, but I'm just going in with that slightly darker bronze shade. And then I'm mixing the dark and light brown and patting it on the outer corner. Maybe even winging it up a little bit, just for a subtle situation. And I'm gonna beat the devil out my brush. Go in with that highlighter shade. Same brush because this is a blown out diffuse look. Put that on the inner corner. And then take a black kohl liner. Fill in the lower lash line. Because we're gonna smoke that bitch out. You know what? We're even gonna put a little on the upper lash line. Smoke it out even more. Because we are doing a look high school me would have done. Because this palette honestly would have screamed high school me. I actually last night went through to edit my IPSY because the stuff I got was not typical for what I do now. And every item in there was like neutral this, neutral that, semi-adventurous. It was totally something high school me would have picked. And I'm just taking a little bit of black. That looks semi-atrocious. I'm gonna pat on some highlight. But I re-edited everything to kind of match my theme now in life, the whole adventurous colors. And hopefully next time I do this IPSY challenge, something exciting happens. Alrighty, so I just papped on a tiny dot of concealer and threw on some fluffy lashes using the lash liner glue. And it's just, you can see a minor difference. This side definitely looks more put together, excited. I feel like this palette I personally would use mostly for looks like this, because if I am gonna wear a brown look, this is likely what I will do for a brown look, you know? And I feel like this is a really seductive look. I feel like this palette could work for most skin tones. I mean, considering that there's not a lot of darker browns, it wouldn't be the best for someone any darker than me, because even then that medium brown is kind of a transition shade for me, and the dark brown is kind of purple undertoned, kind of like the Huda Tantor. But overall, I'm kind of happy with this palette. Like, if I just needed a one palette, I gotta go, put this in my purse, it would either be this or the Pacifica palette I had before. But even though with the Pacifica palette, for it to work with me, I would have to use black liner. This comes with a black, and I think every palette should have a black no matter what's in the palette, because despite people saying like, oh, you don't need a black, oh, be careful of black, oh, don't use straight black, you can use black for a lot of things. Even with watercolor, people saying don't ever use black. Use a black, honey. You need to make something muddy, use a black. Also, my hair's a wreck. But a black should be in every palette, even the Icy Fantasy palette, because you could use it for liner, worst case. You could use it to smoke out your lash line. It's versatile and useful. But thanks so much for me listening. See, this is why I don't use this stuff. Thanks for listening to me ramble on and on about brown eyeshadow. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, despite how monotoned and bipolar it may be. But I hope you have a good one.